Endless dungeons, haunted mansions, or even alien planets ready to explore without creating a single map? Well, let's talk about the Location Crafter by the same people who made Mythic. Let's break it down. Hi, hello everybody, my name is Turk. Welcome back to the Grouch Couch. Around here we all different kinds of weird TTRPG things, including solo TTRPG things. That's right, but today we're covering the Location Crafter by Wordmill Games. It was made in 2014. It is a system-neutral tool for generating explorable places in role-playing games. That's right, it's not only for solo, but it's for all different kinds of fun TTRPG things that you might be doing. And I want to remind everybody, all you guys, that if you want to pick this bad boy up for yourself, please make sure to use our DriveThruRPG link down in the description to help support the show. By you using our links in the description, it helps support us in all different kinds of ways, and we really do appreciate you for doing that. Also, I want to say, if you have ideas or thoughts, fun ways to use this that I do not cover in this video, please make sure to leave them in the comments below so the rest of the Couch crew can see what's up and check them out. That's right, because that's what this is about. It's about sharing fun tools with each other and teaching each other how to use them. So today, we're going to be doing a full overview of this thing, and I do want to give a big shout out to @TheManNotInCharge for actually picking this up for me. They picked this up, the Location Crafter and the Adventure Crafter, both from Wordmill Games, from my DriveThruRPG wish list. Thank you so much, brother, for doing that. It really does support the show. Now, we're not going to cover this whole dang thing today. We're not, all right? We're going to read through this bad boy. We're going to skim through it. I'm going to tell you what I think about it and then where I'm going to use it and stuff like that. I'm not going to read it word for word because there's a lot of pages in here, as it is in most PDFs. But what I will tell you is I'm going to give you a big old general overview of it to see if it's something you're interested in, something that you want to pick up to be able to use in your games, my friends. That's right. I'm not reading it. We're overviewing it, right? I'm giving you my thoughts, okay? So, first off, what is it? As I already said, it is from the same family as the Adventure Crafter and Mythic Game Master Emulator, and instead of creating plot lines, this book focuses on regions, your dungeons, citadels, starships, or your creepy manors. And you can use it in prep, during play, or, of course, for solo RPG play. That's right. So, before we talk about the way that this book works, there are some core concepts, much like the Adventure Crafter, that we need to understand before we can start utilizing this bad boy to its full potential. And once again, as you can see, each one of these paragraphs, there's a lot of words in these paragraphs, all right? And I'm not going to knock down what our friend Tanya Pigeon has done because these are beautifully crafted words. They've done an amazing job, all right? But for the purposes of this video, we're going to skim it down real small and short for you, okay? And if you want to understand more in depth, again, figure it out for yourself. Okay, first we need to understand the key building blocks, all right? The locations. And first off, on here, page 2, if you're following along at home, is regions, okay? The whole area, this is the whole area you're exploring, all right? From a single room to a big old planet. That still includes a region, right? Whatever you are exploring. Then we have categories, okay? Each region has 3 lists in it. It has locations, encounters, and objects, all right? Right here we have a sample region category list for Kristoff Manor. You can screenshot that or pause here to check it out. Ready to pause? Ready? All right. I hope that was great. Now, moving on. Next step we have is elements, okay? This is page 3 to 4 if you're following along at home. And elements, this is the entries on those lists, all right? Like the hallway, or orc, or an orc's bloody crusted knife, or my Aunt Selma's friend's cloak that happens to be in this room. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about here. Those are the elements in the lists. And as we can see here, Kristoff Manor has been updated with new category elements. If you want to pause that and check it out once again. Ready to pause? 3, 2, 1. Okay, I hope that was great. Moving on. Lastly, we have scenes, okay? In each discrete area or moment in play is what a scene is. You're going to generate scenes one by one as characters explore. And all of these categories here they kind of mixed together, like the recipe for the location or for the story. And it gives every scene itself its own unique flavor, all right? Words that I feel like I have to say, but you know what I mean. I've also got some fun stuff in here, like random stuff, complete stuff, uniques and repeats, etc., etc., etc. But what we're going to do is we're going to move on to making it happen, right? So how does this work? This is the next section right here. How does this little system work here, Turkadur? Well, I'm going to tell you, my friends, Couch Crew, it's a fun thing. A basic loop of play, all right? What you're going to do is you're going to build out your lists, okay? Following along at home, all right? Write this down. 1, build out your list. Fill each category with elements, all right? Common stuff is going to go near the top, and then the rare or dramatic stuff is going to go towards the bottom of your lists, all right? The second step is to generate a scene, and this is on page 7. That's what I have in my notes. What do we have here? The first scene, delving deeper. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. My notes were right. right? My notes were written a long time ago. Look, I work a lot nowadays, so don't judge. Step 2, we're going to generate a scene, right? You're going to roll a 1d6 for each category. They're going to count down your list to see which element shows up in that scene. That gives you one location, one encounter, and one object, all right? So you can even roll 1d6 3 times, or 3d6. Step 3 is to interpret said things. This is the number 1 for solo play. If you're using this system for, normal campaigns, interpreting is the main name of the game here. You're going to get keywords and key items, key locations, and you're going to interpret them however your brain will interpret them, all right? The book isn't going to tell you exactly. It's not going to spit out a bunch of crap like ChatGPT. It's up for your brain and your imagination to figure it out, okay? And what this means is you're going to combine them into a description, okay? You're going to describe out your full scene. The system here is going to give you those raw ingredients, and you get to decide how they make sense together. Step 4 is progress points, all right? Each time you roll, you're going to mark progress. This pushes results deeper into your list, revealing rarer and stranger elements over time. It's kind of why we put the rarer and weirder shit at the bottom as we were going, right? Step 5 is special elements. Special results can shake things up, like supersizing an element, removing it from the list, or adding new ones, or even just straight up giving the party an exit from the current scene that they're in, right? Could be a special element. Number 6 is complete, all right? When this element comes up on the location list, the region is fully explored. Even if you get the complete thing on the region list, right? Maybe you're like, oh, I don't feel like it's done yet, but the dice say all, my friend. Maybe there's a reason for it. And then once you use it in play, you might actually realize, oh, that makes sense. Follow the dice. So I would like to turn back time to the examples. If you paused previously, gonna have to say big sorry to that, but we're gonna turn back time to the examples. We have Kristoff Manor right here. It is a haunted mansion, right? Obviously, with locations like moldy bedroom and encounters like Kristoff's ghost and objects like blood-crusted knife. If we read through this, the Game Master has decided that Kristoff Manor is too loaded with custom elements. She wants to mix it up with some of the more specialized. Going through the list, she adds to it. The lists have gotten longer, but she doesn't intend for the house to be that huge, so she places the complete location element in the 9th position, 3 short of the top of the list, increasing the chances that the house can fully explored without necessarily exhausting all of the list. And I do like how on here on this example they actually put none for encounters and for objects, because there's a chance that you can come into an attic and there's nothing in there, right? And I like that they've also used expected. What expected objects you're going to find, but there also could be something special you're going to find. They're obviously playing some kind of a murder mystery kind of haunted house thing, because as you can see on there is a murdered corpse on this dang thing, and that makes it very fun. Moving on, let's go to one that you guys haven't gotten your eyeballs on yet. So in this one, it's actually a handwritten example, which I think is a lot of fun, but this is the Enemy Marauder Town. It is a frontier adventure mapped scene by scene, including watchtowers, guarded streets, and prisoner rescue. And I think that's very cool. Also, somewhere in here, I have in my notes that there's also a Weird West mine in here. The book shows how results like Bottomless Shaft, Luke the Ghost, and Hand of Luke combine into a full adventure arc, also included in this book. And these examples here are kind of fun because they're going to show you how raw lists evolve into a playable map with story beats and atmosphere. And you guys are like, well, where do I come up with these descriptor, these things? Look, you know for a fact that our friend Tanya Pigeon at Word Mill Games is going to include us some roll charts. We've got complex question tables of description that you can roll on, find things, and you can even use these roll charts to come up with objects or NPCs or other kinds of things that you might find in those said rooms, right? And we have the special elements table down here as well that has the exit here, the multi-element. This is good, this is bad, add element, remove element, barely there, supersize, etc. Hey guys, it looks like my camera has frozen. Look, it's a pause for all of us. That's fun. How did this happen? Technical difficulties. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, so it looks like our PDF scroller was still working. I have no idea when my camera froze. Friends, I have no idea. I'll have to figure that out whenever I'm editing the video. But you know what? You're probably listening anyway. You don't know. You don't need my face around like that. Who cares? Anyways, the special elements table is really, really cool. This is one of my favorite parts of this here little book. Being able to roll a D100 and roll on this chart right here with all of these descriptors is kind of the best part of this here book. I can see myself using this and other, like in random events tables and stuff like that. This is just one of those really, really... This is the World Mill Games website for more RPG products at worldmillgames.com. That's right. Play your favorite RPG solo. So they also come with a sheet that you can print out. It's very fun stuff. So using this bad boy, here's my thoughts. All right. Using this thing, you can prep entire dungeons or just improvise on the fly. And it does scale from a single room to an entire planet. Although I feel like it could be made up of, a bunch of single cities or stuff like that might be good for the thing. But you make the lists, you follow the rules that are provided, and you make the lists, and it's honestly cool. It gives you the prompts to be able to do the things, right? And it's going to play nice with Mythic and other solo art. It's going to keep exploration fresh with randomness, but it's going to have coherent interpretations, right? It's going to be coherent with good interpretation. And it's, of course, the system is not system agnostic. Can't talk today. D&D, Morkborg, Traveler, whatever. Could be very good. My friends, if you have any questions, maybe something I didn't cover, like how do you come up with this or that or anything else, make sure to leave all your questions down there in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them as well. You can join my Discord and you can ask me questions there to get your questions answered way fast. And you could also join up with the rest of the community over there. Actually, a bunch of the solo community from here on YouTube have already joined up over there, and it's been cool to have fun little conversations about solo stuff and all their kinds of shindigs over there. So make sure to join us there. Here's the thing though, the Adventure Crafter is both an idea engine and a map maker. And not really a map maker, but a theater of the mind map maker, right? Giving you endless regions to explore without needing hours and hours of prep, whether you, just some lists, right? Whether you're running a horror one-shot, a sci-fi exploration campaign, or just need a creepy house to throw your players into, this bad boy does kind of have you covered. And the fun thing about it is I even imagine playing with a bunch of players, you can make out these lists and you could just roll on them on the slide. Ooh, find it here. That could be very, very cool. So, if you're a GM who wants surprises or a solo player who needs to explore, this book is a big old powerhouse tool, I think. What are your thoughts on this bad boy? Leave it down in the comments below. Let me know what's up, okay? That's right. And let's create a location together. I'm gonna do a comment at the top. All right, that's gonna have the starting of a location, and I want you to comment something that you would put in a location, encounter, or object list underneath that there comment. All right, I want you to comment something. We'll put it all together. Maybe we'll make a video out of it in the future. I don't know. Could be fun though. All right, could be. Maybe I'll use solo. It'll be a location that I can't talk. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Remember to take a shit on the couch and roll initiative, at least for a little while. Roll on that, weirdos. I'll see you next time.